My name is Sam Fisher.
This time, you're going deep undercover.
I used to be a hero. Now I'm a wanted man. I used to hunt terrorists. Now I am one.
You have a little problem.
I used to take orders.
Finish your mission.
Now I execute them. I become a double agent. Tom Clancy, Splinter Cell double agent.
Hello and welcome. I'm Daffy Roth, and this is Splinter Cell Double Agent for the Xbox 360, being played on the Xbox One. So finally got all my capture stuff set up, and it's looking pretty good, I have to say. So in this episode, we are just going to go ahead and go over the manual that I managed to find. It's not the best copy, but it will suffice. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, and here we have just our cover. Tom Clancy Splinter Cell Double Agent for the Xbox 360. Of course, it's for Xbox Live, made by Ubisoft. And Fisher looks more like something out of a GTA game now, versus, you know, what I have been accustomed through the first three games. So I'm guessing that this is the start of a new arc. I think we pretty much wrapped up everything from the first three games in Chaos Theory. So, all right, moving on. We have our typical warning. Before you play this game, read the Xbox 360 instruction manual and blah, blah, blah. An important health warning about playing video games. They're bad for your health. Yeah, nope. Basically, we should just sit farther from the television screen, use a smaller television screen, play in a well-lit room, and do not play when you're drowsy or fatigued. That's the only time I ever have time to play a game anymore, so, you know. Alright, here's our table of contents. We have game controls, Xbox Live, production, main menu, single player game, multiplayer, warranty, and then the technical support. It looks like this manual skips over it's pretty much only, it doesn't go over the warranty stuff or technical support, which kind of sucks. I like seeing that, as well as, you know, we don't have the back of the manual either, but it is what it is. We'll just go with what we got. So, all right, here is our game controls. I've already played through the tutorial training missions, so I was going to be a little bit getting used to this, especially having been playing the last couple games on the PC. All right, and then we have our Xbox Live. Play anyone and everyone, anytime, anywhere on Xbox Live. Build your profile, your gamer card, chat with your friends, download content, send and receive voice and video messages. Yeah, well, I think we all know how to connect to Xbox Live at this point. All right, introduction. Story. Once, Sam Fisher was an agent of Third Echelon, assigned to infiltrate strongholds belonging to enemies of national security, gather information, and where necessary, use his training to neutralize those enemies. But times are changing. America's enemies are looking at new options, finding ways to make themselves more deadly. In order to stay one step ahead of its targets, Third Echelon is also changing. Although Colonel Irving Lambert and Assistant Director Williams may be trying to steer in two different directions. And while Sam Fisher's foes are evolving and his allies are in flux, very soon Fisher's own life is also going to undergo a dramatic and permanent change. And once that happens, nothing will ever be the same again. With his life turned upside down, Sam Fisher is on a new mission, unlike any he has ever been sent on before, where he used to penetrate defenses and gather information from the outside. Now, he's on the inside, working with those he's sworn to destroy and finding enemies among his allies. He's risking everything for the sake of the greater good, even if it costs him his identity or his life. Alright, here we have our character, Sam Fisher, field operative. Classified is when he was born. I think actually in the first couple of manuals they had the date, but whatever. Height's 5'10", 170 pounds. As a Splinter Cell, an agent of third echelon, the NSA's most secret subgroup, Sam Fisher has been trained to secure his country's defense by mounting a good offense. In addition to their weapons and hand-to-hand training, Splinter Cells use the latest high technology and espionage techniques to infiltrate sensitive locations, retrieve information, and execute operations the US government cannot acknowledge. Fisher has been on the front lines of espionage through several key decades of world history. He has not only survived, but excelled in his field through hard work, insatiable curiosity, and brutal honesty. He has little time for polite niceties and even less for lies. He is quiet, instinctive, and observant, somebody who watches from the outside. But in order to achieve the discipline necessary for his work, Fisher has had to bury certain parts of himself. He is a man of few words, a man with a strange and slightly dark sense of humor, a man with an adult daughter whom he loves but hardly knows. He is truly himself only when he is on the job. He has, in a sense, become what he does. This is where his world makes sense, where there are allies and enemies, and the difference has always been simple and clear, until now. Colonel Irving Lambert, born 1961 in Batcave, North Carolina. I'm Batman. Height 6'2". Wow, that dude's tall. Well, okay. 270 pounds. Lambert is the third echelon director in charge of all field operations, answering only to one man. He became involved in the intelligence community as a young man, rising quickly in rank and responsibility. Serving in the Persian Gulf before and during Desert Storm, he coordinated intelligence and ran double agents. He moved on to third echelon, where he spearheaded the ambitious Splinter Cell program. Those missions scored several impressive successes, due in a large part to the involvement of Lambert's subordinate and friend, Sam Fisher. Although still a popular and well-connected man in Washington, D.C., Lambert's recent proposals for changes in national security structures and procedures have turned him into a political hot potato and potential liability. Emile Dufresne, born 1956 in Opelousas, Louisiana, 5'9", 160 pounds. Basically almost looks like Sam Fisher. The product of a wealthy traditional upbringing, Emile Dufresne was always destined for great things. His belief that America needs to change is a fundamental way moved him to create the I believe that's BA, a group devoted to bringing about change through the destruction of the current decadent order. Some would call him a terrorist, but Emile considers himself a patriot. Enrica Villablanca, 1977, Highland Beach, Florida. She's 5'7", 125 pounds. Once she was finished getting her doctorate, Enrica discovered she didn't really know what to do with her life. She did have very strong ideas about societal problems, and when she went looking for solutions to them, she found the JBA. As the only woman in the group, Enrica hides her uncertainty behind walls of professional competence and disdain. Carson Moss, born 1972, Tulsa, Oklahoma, height 6'2", 245 pounds. Of all the JBA members, Moss has been with Emile the longest. Emile is also the only person Moss respects, and he uses his position as the JBA's head of security to bully everyone else, except for Enrica. Jeez. Although Emile once considered Moss to be a perfectly reliable, recent security lapses have started to create a rift between them. Alright, we have Jamie Washington, 1979, Dothan, Alabama, 5'11", 165. Jamie is a study in contrast. On the one hand, he's generally cheerful and easygoing around the people he likes. Once he decides he likes someone, he's a friend for life, unswervingly loyal, On the other hand, he's a vacacious, cruel man who enjoys inflicting violence on other people, especially those who can't fight back. Other characters: Hisham Hazma, born 1979, Washington, D.C., 5'9", 165 pounds, relatively young for a man in his position. Hamza is part of the new initiative within the Department of Defense. The interdepartmental operative, nominally a member of the CIA, Hamza's capacity for quick learning has made him an excellent candidate to act as a field liaison between the CIA and the NSA. Although still useful and arrogant, his versatility is likely to make him a great agent one day. So I have a feeling that the reason that there's no date for Sam is probably because they can keep him ageless at this point. They could just keep making games, you know. Because I could have swore if we go back to the first Splinter Cell, no, it doesn't have his date there either. What about in Pandora Tomorrow? Nope, not there either. Huh, okay, well. I guess that answers that question. I doubt Chaos Theory would have it. Nope, Chaos Theory does. It has him born in 1957. Kind of sucks that we don't see Anna Grimsdottir in this one for characters, but alright, anyways, we have the main menu. From the initial startup screen, you can select one of the two modes or view the game credits: single player, solo mode, multiplayer credits. Single player menu, we have load game. Select and load a previously saved game. The only games displayed on the load game screen will be those selected profile. New game allows a player to have selected or created a profile to start a new game. When starting a new game, you can set your difficulty level to easy, normal, or hard. Well, we all know what we're going to be playing it on. Training, review the basic concepts of Splinter Cell Double Agent in the form of a psychological review of Sam Fisher's competence in the field. Adjust the video and control settings in the options. Then we have our multiplayer menu. Let's see here. Single player game, Sam's actions and movements. Some of Sam's stealth moves are described below. Depending on your playstyle, you'll find some very useful for different situations. We have crouching, press the B button to crouch. Movement is slower but quieter, and Sam is less visible when crouch. Climbing, to climb a pipe, ladder, vertical cable, or fence, simply walk into it. Press the B button to jump off. You can also slide down on pipes and ladders by pressing the L stick down. Alright, we have close attack. You can choose between lethal, which is right trigger attacks, and non-lethal, which is left trigger attacks when you're close to an enemy. Back to wall. Click the L button or the L stick when standing or crouched to put Sam's back to the wall. Sam is less visible with his back to a wall. Click the L stick again to revert to normal positions. That's good because I wasn't able to figure that out in the training videos that come after this, but I actually did those first. So back to wall peeking. When in a back to wall position next to a corner, you can peek by pushing and holding the L stick in the direction of the corner. From this position, you can equip your pistol by pressing the X button. If an enemy is approaching, you can also perform a corner grab. See instructions in the next section. We have intervent. Press the L stick when near a vent to move Sam into it. We have wall hang. Jump by pressing the Y button to grab and hang from the ledges above Sam's head. Sam can move left and right as well as pull himself up if there is room. Pull the L stick down or press the B button to let go of a ledge. Hand over hand. Jump by pressing the Y button to grab and hold a horizontal pipe. Bring Sam's legs up to clear obstacles by pressing the Y button. Press the B button to let go of the pipe. Zip line. Jump by pressing the Y button to grab hold of a sloped wire or zip line. Sam will slide down automatically. Raise Sam's legs by pressing the Y button. Press the B button to let go. Throw object. Once Sam has an item in hand, press the X button to get ready to throw. A reticle appears in the middle of the screen. Aim the reticle at the spot where you want to throw the object. Pulling the right trigger will throw the object. Sam can now throw grenades or objects he picks up in the environment. Swimming. At select points in the game, Sam can swim underwater. The controls are different from when Sam is moving on land. Use the L stick to move and the right stick to steer. Press the Y button to ascend and exit the water. Press the B button to descend for an extra burst of speed. Press the X button. Alright, we have advanced moves. Advanced moves are just as critical as the basic moves. Mastering these will allow Sam to move through his environment with much greater safety and precision. Many of these advanced moves are combinations that allow Sam to attack. For information on equipping and using weapons, refer to the Weapons, Gadgets, and Items section. We have Split Jump. If Sam is in a corridor that is not too wide and is relatively high, he can perform a split jump by facing the wall and pressing the Y button to jump. Press the B button to drop. This position is particularly suited to performing drop attacks on enemies. Drop attack. If you get above an enemy and drop down on him, you will knock him out. You know what's funny? As far as split jump is concerned, I don't think I've ever used that outside of the first game. And that was like in one particular section. It's been in every single game, just never used it. Drop attack. If you can get above the enemy and drop down on him, you'll knock him out. Split jump shooting. Sam can equip and fire his weapon while in the split jump position. Press the X button to equip the selected weapon. Repelling. To repel, stand near the hook point indicated in the interaction menu and select the repel interaction. Sam can move up and down the rope. Press the Y button to kick off the wall. Repel shooting. Sam can equip and use a firearm or directional microphone while repelling. Press the X button to equip the selected weapon. Hanging shooting. Sam can equip and fire his pistol while hanging from a pipe. With his legs down, he will shoot forward. With his legs up, he will hang upside down and shoot backwards. Press the X button to equip the pistol while hanging from a pipe. Inverted neck snap. Performing this move when holding a horizontal pipe or while suspended from a rope with legs up, to attack a non-player character, pull the right trigger for a lethal attack and the L trigger for a non-lethal knockout attack. Press the B button twice to return Sam to his feet below the pipe or rope. Switch shoulder. While in the aiming mode, click the L stick to switch your weapon from one shoulder to the other. This way you will be able to aim at any angle. Bash door. When you choose bash door in the interaction menu, Sam will quickly break through to another room. Note that this move will make some noise, but it also knocks out an enemy on the other side. Get your weapon out before bashing the door if needed. Open door stealth. If you want to make sure no one hears you open the door in a stealthy way, open the door in a stealthy way. You can make Sam open and close the door as fast as you want by moving the left stick. Lockpicking. Sam will need to pick the locks on certain doors. Lockpicking takes time, but it's quiet and cannot be detected. To pick a lock, slowly rotate the left stick around the outer edge of its range until you see and hear the first pin begin to move. This means the left stick is in the correct quadrant. Then, keeping the left stick in the correct quadrant, gently move it back and forth to release one of the pins. Repeat until all pins are released. Break lock. If Sam is in a hurry, he can use his knife to break open locked doors. To do this, simply select the break lock interaction. Beware, this is noisy and broken locks will attract attention. Optic cable. Select the option in the interaction menu to pass a small optic cable under the door. Through the OpStat, you will be able to see the door on the to the other side. You can direct the cable's lens with the right... Actually, I don't know what that is. I think it's one of the sticks. Night, wave, and thermal sensors are accessible as normal. Press the B button to exit. Non-player character linked moves. Sam has several special moves that can only be performed on NPCs. Getting close to an enemy without being detected is necessary to execute these moves. Move body. Sam can hide dead or unconscious bodies in order to prevent them from being discovered. Select the body interaction to carry a body. Press the A button to put the body down quietly, or simply press the Y button to drop it in a hurry. You can also press X button to drop the body quickly and equip your weapon at the same time. Grabbing. Grab an NPC by sneaking up close to him undetected and pressing the A button. In this position, you can knock him out by pulling the left trigger, or kill him by pulling the right trigger. Human shield. While holding an enemy, you can press the X button to equip your pistol and fire at other enemies while using the enemy you are holding as a human shield. Interrogation. Some NPCs can be interrogated for useful information. While holding an NPC, press the A button to select the interrogate interaction to make him talk. Interrogations reveal all sorts of information that will help you on your missions. Corner grab. While in the back to wall peeking position, Sam can quickly grab an NPC who approaches from the opposite side and put him in a submission hold. From this position, Sam can interrogate the NPC if the option is available, then dispatch him in a lethal or non-lethal fashion. Water stealth kill. While Sam is swimming adjacent to a shoreline, he can pull unsuspecting enemies from the edge and drown them. When an enemy approaches, the interaction icon will appear. Press the A button to execute the moves. Ice smash kill. In certain underwater spots, Sam is able to spot enemies overhead through ice. When the interaction icon appears, press the A button and then punch through the ice. Pull the enemy down and stab him in the heart. The in-game interface. So 1, we have the objective bar, displays the next goal to reach in your mission. 2, the interaction weapon and gadget selection system appears when you can interact with an object, weapon, or gadget, or a person in the environment. Interaction. Press the A button to interact with the object when you see an interaction icon on the screen. Press and hold the A button to choose from multiple interactions. So like if we want to open a door stealthily or bust it open and so forth. 3 is the quick op stat. A multifunction watch, the quick op stat is the hub between the sticky camera and the SATCOM map. 4 is the trust meter. Indicates your trust level with the NSA or JVA. For more on this, see the trust section. 5, visibility, which those actually weren't in the training. The visibility indicator. Colored indicators on the HUD show you how well Sam is hidden, based on visibility and how much noise he's making. So keep out of sight and stay quiet. Solid green, when in the shadow, Sam is completely hidden. Solid yellow, Sam is lit and visible. Flashing green yellow, Sam is still either hidden or visible, green or yellow. The flashing indicates danger, enemies are searching for Sam. If Sam moves into a shadow during combat and enemies lose track of him, the visibility indicator will turn green but flash until the enemy has finished searching. Flashing also indicates that Sam has been partially spotted before combat, allowing him to make a quick escape before being fully seen. Flashing red, Sam is in combat, enemies can see and fire at Sam. So basically they dumbed that down from having the noise indicator and the light indicator to just red, green, and yellow. Selected weapon, gadget, item, and ammo displays the name of your currently selected weapon, displays how much ammo you have in one magazine, as well as your total ammo. Regeneration icon. Wait, we have regeneration? Regeneration icon. This icon appears when Sam is injured. It will flash as Sam's health gradually regenerates and disappears once he is back to full strength. Wow, so now we have mutant powers. Cool. Trust system. Most missions will force you to choose between supporting the priorities of the JBA or the NSA, depending on how you play the game. Your trust levels with both groups will go up or down. The level of trust you earn for either side will have implications, including how other characters treat you and what equipment and upgrades you can access. Visually, the trust system is represented by bars that fill up or empty depending on the group you are supporting or undermining. This game is effectively over if either of the two bars drop to a 0 value. Nobody trusts you. In-game pause menu. Press the start button to access the in-game pause menu. From here, you can navigate the button to the below functions. Return to the game by pressing the B button or the start button again. Quick save. Quickly save your current progress and be back in the game in a matter of seconds. Save your current game session and decide which save slot you want to use. Load a previously saved game. You can also load your quick saves using the load game options. So that's cool. I wonder if the quick save just takes you to the checkpoint or if it saves you right then and there. Because if so, that's pretty neat, and I will be using the shit out of that, just like I have for the PC. Restart mission, restart the current level from the beginning. Quick retry, restart from the last checkpoint, reach or save game, whichever is closest to your current progress. Options, adjust the video and controller settings, quit your current game session and go back to the main menu. You will be asked to confirm this choice. Alright, next we have the OPSAT, Operational Satellite Uplink. The OPSAT is a compact wrist-mounted PDA designed for military use. It enables Sam to receive mission objectives and updates. During the game, press the back button to pause the game and access the pause OPSAT menu. You can resume by pressing the B button or the back button again. Well, that's different because in the last game, Chaos Theory, like it was real time. There was no pausing. So your objectives displays the current goals for your missions. Press the A button to get more details on the objectives. Map shows a 3D map of the area of operations. Data. The data you recovered in game is displayed here in various menus. Image, email, and sound file. Profiles displays all the information Sam has gathered on the JBA member so far. Equipment, see Sam's current equipment. Alright, we have weapons, gadgets, and items. Night, wave, and heat vision goggles. Since the beginning of 3rd Echelon Splinter Cell program, operatives have been outfitted with dual-purpose night and heat vision goggles, an indispensable tool for covert infiltration operations. Heat vision, press right on the D-pad to activate heat vision. Night vision, press left. Wave vision, press up to activate wave vision, a mode that allows Sam to quickly spot all electricity-using objects. To access the inventory of weapons and gadgets, press and hold the right button, and then use the D-pad or the left stick to select the desired piece of equipment, then release the right button to confirm. Press the X button to equip and de-equip the selected weapon. To switch quickly between the SC20K and the pistol, press the RB button, the right bumper quickly. The SC20K rifle. The SC20K is Sam's main weapon. It fires standard NATO 5.56 45mm rounds. Each magazine contains 30 rounds, fired by pulling the right trigger. Pull once to shoot a single round, hold to keep firing automatically. Click the right stick to enter or leave scope mode. The SC20K scope mode. While in scope mode, you can fire as normal. You can hold your breath to line up a steadier shot by pulling and holding the left trigger. Sam can only hold his breath for a limited amount of time before he must breathe again. The SC20K launcher. This attachment allows Sam to launch different devices, each with its own characteristics. The launcher can shoot 3 types of projectiles. The sticky shocker. The sticky shocker releases an electrical surge when it hits its target. If you shoot a sticky shocker in a pool of water, the water and any NPCs in contact with it will be affected by the electricity. The sticky camera. The sticky camera is used for surveillance operations. Once a camera is launched, the perspective will automatically switch to that of the camera. Once the camera reaches its designated target, you can control its point of view, allowing Sam to get a better view of the surroundings. The camera has zoom capabilities, controlled with the left trigger, and thermal, wave, and night vision lenses. Press the X button to make the camera emit noise that will attract the attention of the NPCs. Press the Y button to make the camera release a poisonous gas. This gas will affect any NPCs nearby and render them unconscious. Once the gas is used, the camera is destroyed. Airfoil ring fires a reusable plastic disc and can knock out NPCs if fired at the head. So yeah, it does. It wasn't doing that when I was doing in the tutorial though. Sam can pick up used airfoil rings on the floor. That's cool. Alright, we're gonna have to test that out. The 5.7 pistol, the OCP optically channeled potentiator. The 5.7 SC pistol comes with a single action trigger and a 20 round magazine. It is equipped with a silencer, flash suppressor. Fire a single shot by pulling the right trigger. OCP, this device is connected to the 5.7. It can be used to disable electronic devices for a short period of time. Lights, cameras, and computers can all be affected. A light on the side of the 5.7 will indicate whether the OCP hit a proper target. A green light indicates a successful hit, while a red one indicates that the OCP has no effect on the targeted object. Press the left trigger to activate. Other equipment. For descriptions of other equipment, see the equipment menu, the in-game pause menu. Rewards. Gadgets that aid stealth will be rewarded based on successful completion of objectives in a stealthy manner. Gadgets are rewarded at the end of the mission. Mission debriefings detail newly rewarded equipment. Hacking gameplay. Hacking is performed directly on objects that can be hacked. Hacking allows you to access otherwise inaccessible information. The hacking interface is composed of 4 columns of numbers and a valid code line of 4 numbers at the bottom. A timer at the top gives the amount of time before the hacking attempt fails. If the hack attempt fails, an alarm will be triggered. 2 warning lights at the top indicate the number of attempts Sam can make before failing the attempt and triggering an alarm. Each column determines one of the 4 code elements. Sam must find the 4 correct code elements to hack the system. The hacking device will automatically search for the correct code. Each time it finds a potentially valid number in one of the columns, it will freeze it. Once a column is composed entirely of frozen numbers, it will be validated and one of the 4 code elements will be validated. This process might take longer than an authorized time given by the timer at the top. You can speed up the process by manually validating a frozen number using the highlighted cursor, which could be moved up and down and left and right in all the columns. Select a number and press the A button to validate it. If it is a frozen code element, the column is immediately validated and it appears in the code element screen. If it was an unfrozen number, the entire column is reinitialized and a warning light is triggered. When all the code elements are validated, the hack is successful. You can abort a hacking attempt at any time by pressing the B button. Failing a hacked attempt or aborting when the time is it's in the red zone will sound an alarm. Safe cracking gameplay. Alternately turn the combination dial from left to right to align the tumblers inside the safe. When the tumblers are aligned, the lock is released and the safe opens. To turn the dial, rotate the left stick in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion. This makes the dial rotate, driving the inner wheels. First the outermost wheel, then the one immediately next to it, and so on until the outer wheel starts rotating. When the closest wheel is at the correct position, a small light will turn on. Release the left stick to turn the wheel where it is, then turn the opposite direction to start the rotating process again until the second closest wheel is at the correct position. Caution: if you turn the tumblers too far in the same direction, the outer wheel will start rotating again and all progress made on the lock will be reinitialized. Following the same process, you must set all the 3 wheels in position. When the last wheel is locked into position, release the left stick and the safe opens. Mine assembly gameplay. Sam may be asked to assemble mines. The detonator must be inserted in the mine using a mechanical arm. Use the right trigger to control the speed and vertical direction of the mechanical arm. This allows you to place the detonator in the mine. Simultaneously use the left stick to compensate for vibration in order to place the detonator in the very center of the mine. Email decrypting gameplay. To decrypt an email, Sam must use his logic in order to decipher the code used by the sender to protect the message. The system of protection appears as a virtual cube divided into 24 tiles. A blue tile indicates their correct value, a red tile indicates its incorrect value. Use the triggers or bumpers to control the rotation of the cube. Use the left stick to select a profile title. Use the A button to increment the value of the code on each tile. A blue tile indicates a correct value, a red tile indicates an incorrect value. Once all the tiles are set to the right value, the cube will open and reveal its hidden content. Bomb defusal gameplay. Defusing a bomb is achieved by using a mechanical arm to remove the detonator from its core. The explosive in the bomb is highly sensitive to heat and must be kept to a sub-zero temperature. In addition, the bomb core, a vertical tube, is protected by an array of laser beams. Use the right trigger to control the speed and vertical direction of the mechanical arm. This allows you to grab the detonator. When this is done, slowly release pressure on the right trigger to bring the detonator up and out of the core tube, simultaneously using the left stick to compensate for vibration in order to avoid touching the laser beams. Make sure you reach the top or cancel your operation before the temperature reaches a critical level. End mission screen. Objective review. At the end of each mission, you will be given feedback on the objectives of the completed mission. Each objective will be assigned one of 3 possible class statuses: canceled, failed, or completed. This will affect your trust level. Rewards: at the end of each mission, you will be given rewards depending on your trust level. Make sure you get them all. Mission statistics: here you can check the specific statistics from your mission, including the number of kills, civilians knocked out, alarms triggered, etc. A success score will be displayed for the level you just finished. Alright, then we have our multiplayer. I'm not going to go too deep into this. Essentially, the multiplayer game is based on 2 opposing teams with up to 3 players. Spies versus Epsilon mercenaries. Spies must infiltrate heavily guarded buildings, hack highly protected servers, and bring the stolen data back to their base. Epsilon mercenaries must spot intruders, track down and eliminate them, and keep their system secure. So, leave this up here for a second. We have co-op challenge mode. Teams up to 1 or 2 spies to play in various missions against AI bot mercenaries. That's cool. So we can actually play by ourselves. Objectives vary with different types of challenges. You might try this actually. Type of challenge: co-op challenge, directives, training course, tutorial challenge. Play a one-on-one game against a bot. Download and secure a complete file within the time limit. Files race. Team challenge: download and secure as many complete files for your team within the time limit. Maximum percentage. Team challenge: download as much data as possible within the time limit. No need to download complete files or to secure them. 25% max. Team challenge: download and secure 2 files for your team within the time limit. Every objective will only deliver 25% of a completed file. Double agent. Individual challenge: play against the bots and also against the other spies. Download and secure 2 files to achieve the mission. Best agent. Individual challenge: download as much data as possible within the time limit. No need to download complete files or to secure them. Remember, you're competing against other spies. At the end of each challenge, you'll be granted a score depending on your performance and the results. Good scores can be rewarded with a bronze, silver, or gold medal. Achieving the first 6 challenges will allow you to unlock new challenges. That's cool. Alright, then we have our multiplayer controls. Still pretty standard. Alright, here we have our Epsilon mercenary. Oh, they can go berserk. You have spy gadgets, spy equipment. You have night vision goggles, thermal vision goggles, spy hacking goggles. Let's see, Epsilon mercenary equipment. You got a torchlight. I assume that's just a light or a flashlight. EMF vision. I think that's what we had in Chaos Theory. Automatic motion capture and snipe mode. Alright, and finally we have the let's see here. We have fragmentation grenades, proximity detectors. Looks like the spy. It looks like you can play this all in first person, it looks like. Versus third. Same thing with the Epsilon mercenary. Alright, and then finally we have the multiplayer menu. It's kind of the menu and stuff is kind of reminding me of Resident Evil 6. Looks like you have ranked matches, game lobbies, teams, and lobby controls. So. Alright, well, that's all I have for the manual. As I said, I've already played through the training missions. It's just A and B. It would have been helpful to read some of this, but yeah, anyways, that will be right after this. In the next video, I'm pretty much uploading these. There's going to be three uploads in the same day: the manual, the training, and then the first mission, or half the first mission. So, all right, well, that's all I have. I'll see you in the next episode for training, and yeah, see you then. All right, bye.